Hello, everybody. We're back to Lofi Girl tonight. Um, because we're not doing Armored Core 3. I decided to take a little break from it. Like last Armored Core 3 stream, I started to hit a wall. I might do Armored Core 3 on Friday. But I wanted like I'm a variety streamer, kind of, and I wanted to have a little bit more variety, I guess, instead of just doing one thing till it's done. All right. So let me let people know that my live. So tonight's going to be a little bit different. It's the first stream of the year. We're going to spend a lot of time talking, a lot of time hanging out. I almost made it a free talk stream, but I wanted to focus on writing because I haven't done that in a while. I haven't done that in a couple weeks. It's been, like, how long has it been since my last one? Alright, like my last, yeah, my last writing stream was 2 weeks ago. So I wanted to let it sit for 2 weeks before I did another writing stream. I'm not doing, um, yeah. Did I let people know? Did I let all the relevant people know? All right, let's go to just chatting. Oh, there's the stream element spot. Hello. Oh, that was not the button I wanted. That was not the button I wanted at all. All right. Welcome. Uh, it's chilly on this chilly night. Uh, so, how was everyone's New Year's? Did everybody have a good New Year's? I know for me New Year's was interesting. So like I mentioned before that like my roommate had asked me to share a beer with him, and like my roommate finally elaborated a little bit as to why he keeps wanting to do this, and apparently it's a thing for him where like he derives enjoyment from like sharing things with other people, like sharing food where like we're both eating the same food, or we're both like drinking at the same time, and like I think one of his love languages is time spent together. Is like experience. I don't know what's that called. Now I gotta Google this. Love languages. Words of affirmation, quality time. That's it. I think that's one of his is quality time. Um, and that's why he always laments the fact that I don't eat the same food he eats. Like I'm vegan, so I don't eat the same food he eats. So whenever he finds something that he's like, "Oh, this is really cool," his first thought, I guess, is that he wants to share it with me. But then he realizes he can't, and then he gets sad or something like that. And like that's kind of wholesome, but also I don't know how to feel about it because having someone like being that invested in someone else's life is Not exactly something I'm super. Hey, Silva. Hello. How was your New Year's, Silva? Well, we talked a bit on New Year's. We watched the ball drop together. But did you do anything special for New Year's Day? Go anywhere special? Do anything special? Just a day to recuperate. Uh, so you probably saw from the title, the stream is not going to be an Armored Core 3 stream. It's going to be more of a chill stream. The last Armored Core 3 stream was kind of intense after I hit that wall, and I still haven't had a chance to practice and figure out what I'm going to do. And I don't want to be spending like an entire hour just struggling through the one fight that I can't get through. Because I want it to stay fun. So I figure taking one stream off from Armored Core at least would be fine for now. I'll probably go back to Armored Core on Friday. And yeah, just wanted to hang out for a little bit, mess around with some writing because I haven't done that in 2 weeks. I said I was gonna give it 2 weeks. But yeah, so I had this interesting exchange where like my roommate, he was making us a pizza. He's like, "Oh, you can't eat any of this," and I'm like, "No, it's fine. I already ate." He's like, "It's not the thing. I really enjoy sharing good food with people." Um, and like that's kind of wholesome. I posted about it. Um, and it's like when you have someone who's really invested in your life like that, it can feel almost like a bit of a heavy thing, right? Um, and yeah, it's like I on New Year's had the whole thing on New Year's Eve where my roommate asked me to share a beer with him, and it was really funny because like originally I was planning to end anime night around the same time we normally end, about 11 o'clock. Then go upstairs, spend time with my roommate. I figured I'd share a beer with him, and then we'd all count down to New Year's together, right? For that last hour between 11 and 12. Then I'd go back to doing what I was doing. Then he came and he told me, he was like, "Hey, we're all sharing a drink now. Do you want to come join us now?" And I'm like, he's like, "Do you want to come drink that beer now?" So I did. And we all were hanging around in the kitchen, messing around with each other. I kept poor Silva here, waiting on hold in anime night while I was stopping to get a beer. Um, the beer tasted all right. It was some kind of like Samuel Adams lager thing. Eh. It wasn't offensive. I didn't chug it, but I did drink it pretty quickly. Why was Ogawa untouchable in Symphogear? Oh, what secrets have you learned, Silva? Tell me your secrets. Share your ways. His voice actor almost also voiced dead. Wow, I can't talk. Also voiced Kira Yamato. That's hilarious. They got Kira Yamato's voice actor to play a side character in Symphogear. That's hilarious. Kira's plot armor is so strong it sticks with the voice actor. Yeah. That's kind of adorable. I think one of the things about Symphogear is you keep seeing that the adults are so powerful, but you very rarely get to see them do anything, right? But I guess that's also kind of what makes them so mysterious, is like they only use their powers in very very specific times. Like there was only one time we saw, like 2 times, we saw the commander go toe to toe with a boss. There was the one time early in the show when he fought someone who was invading, when he fought Fine as she was invading the base. Um, and then there was the one towards the end where he fought his father. And he lost both of those fights, which is kind of funny. Because they build him up as being so powerful. Yeah. It's also kind of refreshing that they didn't explain why it had to be kids. Because in so many of these kinds of shows, there's some kind of like very trite and convoluted scene where they stop and explain why it has to be kids, and like the excuses get flimsier and flimsier every single show, right? And to have a show that just didn't care enough, like not that it didn't care enough, that just didn't waste the time trying to explain it and just ran with it. Though Hibiki's transformation from season 1 to season 5 was huge. Like we very much saw her experience the hero's journey. Like it Symphogear had some questionable parts, but I feel like overall it stuck the landing with the ending. Like it had kind of a fulfilling ending, which not a lot of anime can do, especially long running anime. Like I don't know, the ending, it was all right. Like they finally went to the moon. They learned the purpose of the moon. They defeated the boss. There was an epic music number where they sang together. Though that reminds me, I need to Google something real quick. Okay. What? I just Googled like alchemy and 7 planets. So, okay. Because remember, Silva, we were talking about why are they saying there's 7 planets? Apparently, in classical astrology, which would have been involved with alchemy, they were considered to be 7 sacred planets. And you're never gonna guess what the 7 sacred planets are. In alchemy, each of the 7 planets was associated with one of the 7 metals. 7 luminaries, 7 moving astronomical objects in the sky visible to the naked eye. But yeah, so the 7 classical planets according to alchemy were the Moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So that's interesting. Okay. So that finally answered. That was my big question, was what are the 7 planets they're using? Because they kept talking about in Symphogear. Hey, Nabiru. We were just talking about Symphogear. Have you finished Symphogear, Nabiru? Because I remember you were recommending it, but I was curious if you'd finished it. I've probably asked you this before. I feel like you said yes when last time I asked you. Yeah, I think either they're all or you're just one. All right, I wasn't even talking about that part of the story. So there was this big plot point in Symphogear about the 7 planets and there being 7 of the Symphogear wielders once Miku joined them, right? And the power of the 7 planets and everything, and that always threw me off because I'm like, there are more than 7 planets, right? So I just Googled it, which is probably what I should have done before. Just Googled alchemy and 7 planets, right? And there are considered in the classical definition of planets to be 7 classical planets, also referred to as the 7 luminaries. No, this is actual historical thing. In the time when alchemy was common, the classical planets were being referred to, and they had 7 classical planets. So, like, apparently this was actually a thing. But the 7 planets make me laugh. It makes me lol, Nabiru. The 7 planets are the Moon, Mercury, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. And each of the 7 planets is associated with a different metal in alchemy. Because those are the 7 lights in the sky that you can see with the naked eye without needing any form of telescope. You can chart their movement and see them moving across the sky with the naked eye. Greek astronomers often divided the 7 planets into the sun, the moon, and the 5 planets. That's interesting, Nabiru. So Nabiru, did you do anything special for New Year's? I think you said you were just going to be having a regular weekend, right? Oh, cool. right. Okay. But yeah, so what I did, I had an interesting night. I was looking on Twitter to see if there was anything worth talking about. Not really. Um, had an interesting night. I was watching anime with Silva. My roommate asked me if I wanted to share a beer with them now or later because they were all doing it early. So I went up and shared a beer. Had some kind of Samuel Adams lager thinger duber. It was it was all right. Like it wasn't like changed my life astounding, but it wasn't like terrible. Um, I don't drink, so I'm not gonna drink more of it. Like my roommate was saying stuff like, "Hey, if you ever want to splurge or do something nice or whatever, you can have more of it. There's more in there." And I'm like, "I'm good." And it's like interacting with people means you have to deal with some of their eccentricities and their quirks, right? And my roommate really uh really enjoys sharing things with people. Like he enjoys sharing his food or sharing drinks with people where you're all doing it together at the same time and where you're all like eating or drinking together, and that's not a thing for me. Like I'll enjoy kind of walking with someone or like watching some movie or something together with someone, but like I don't like my food is my food. And I've been cooking for myself for so long that it's just the idea of sharing food sometimes feels like a foreign concept. Um, but it's something I'm trying to grapple with. We finally finished Symphogear. Uh, um, we're talking about the possibility of watching some of the OVAs. Right now we're talking about the possibility of doing um we're talking about the possibility of doing Grand Belm, this thing where it's like magical girls piloting mechs. It came out like 3 years ago, and I was doing some research for my writing, and I was like at the list on TV tropes of like different types of mech anime to use as references for writing mech stories. And Ground Belm was on the list, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting when I read the description. So we're gonna try that. It's like 13 episodes. And then we're also gonna um, we're gonna try starting Shinka Lion as well, and um, maybe do something else. Not sure. Um, we could do Gao Geiger. That's a classic show. ZZ Top Gundam. Digander? Is it Digander or Digunder? Like that sounds familiar. Let me Google this. Hold on. Because I remember Digunder. Is that where they have the mechs that combine? Digunder? Okay. That could be fun as well. How many episodes is it? And it got a dub, didn't it? Yeah. We could do that. That's a cool little, goofy little super robot show. It's like got 39 episodes, so it's not that bad. Hmm. Speaking of classic mech anime, right? Unusual mech shows that you just wouldn't think of as mech. We might watch Cubics if I can find it somewhere. Does anyone remember Cubics? Robots for everyone. It's not giant mechs. It's not giant mechs, but it's still mecha. Also, on New Year's, I ran a Lancer game. That's the giant robot D&D. And it was really fulfilling. We had this great little adventure, and I had a lot of ways for the players to go about this adventure. And I was prepared for them to do a lot of things, but they definitely went a direction I wasn't exactly prepared for. And it was really cool. Though I do admit a lot of the adventure was generated from a random generator. Or at least the plot hooks were developed through a random generator. And I know that coming up soon, whenever they finish most of this main storyline that they have going right now, like I'm gonna have to generate another random plot because we're gonna be missing another player, and I don't want to move forward the main story with only 3 of the 4 people because it's because you know I think it's important to have everybody there for this. So now I got to come up with another side story for them to go on that will explore other characters' backstories. Oh, you have a few you fully forgot about until recently? Ooh, what you got, Nabiru? We also could watch Iron-Blooded Orphans. Because I never finished that. I think... Why? Okay, that was weird. Um... But yeah, so we could definitely do some of that. Since Silva picked the last show we watched, I want to make sure that I'm getting a chance to pick a good show. We could do Dankuga. That could be fun. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Dankuga. Candidate for Goddess. That sounds familiar. Takes place. There's a future where human beings live among space colonies, a single inhabited planet. Plot pilot Zero Anna and his fellow candidates to try to prove themselves worthy of piloting the Ingrids, also called goddesses. These gigantic humanoid weapons are humanity's only significant defense against the hostile alien threat known as Victim. Pilot candidate? Okay. Oh, it has a cat girl. Speaking of cat girl, we could watch Escaflowne. Get some romance on. Was this one of the ones where like was this one of the ones where like only women can pilot, but this one dude is the only male that can pilot? Is this one of those? No, they are typically young men. Okay. Okay, I'm reading a quick overview of it right now. Must be in good health. 14 is why 14? Hey. Link the pilot's nerves to Ingrid's interface. As EX puts physical and mental strain on the pilot, replacements must be turned out by the GOA within a reasonable amount of time. Each pilot is also trained with a female partner who maintains the Ingrid and manually blocks painful feedback from the Ingrid to the pilot during missions. So, oh, that's kind of creepy. Kind of cybernetic theme was Cyber Team in Akihabara, but there were some really annoying characters. Let's take a look at that. I'm not a big fan of this art style. I'll tell you that right now. IGPX. Oh my gosh, that's a classic. IGPX. Did you ever play the IGPX video game? Zoids was also a classic. Could watch some of the newer Zoid stuff. I haven't watched any of the new Zoid stuff recently. I think the most recent thing I watched from Zoids was some Zoids Genesis. I know they have the Zoids Wild and a couple other Zoids things. Yeah, Zoids was fun. But also, like, in the beginning, yeah, with Zoids Chaotic Century, it was one part like mindless action show, or like a shonen action show, but another part political thriller. And I'm wondering what it would be like to watch that now as an adult, if the political stuff would be just as intriguing or if it would seem simple-minded and boring to me now. Because it was at the point where I was keeping up with it when I was a kid. I have the Zoids video games. I still have the Zoid video game for the GameCube. I grinded out a lot for that. BitCloud, no relation. Yeah. Everybody had to have a char clone. Yeah. Yep. Gotta love that unicorn. Gotta love Unicorn. So I had not watched much of Unicorn when it was time for the narrative movie to come out, and me and my brother shotgunned Unicorn watching all of the episodes back to back to back together a few days before we went to go watch the movie in theaters. And it was just such a fever dream blur watching all the episodes like that back to back to back in a marathon. My two Iron Blooded Orphans, because I still need to finish that, but we'd have to start at the beginning for other people. Oh, okay. What you got for me, Nabaru? I'm curious to see what recommendation you've got for me. Yeah. So also one thing that I've been doing a lot recently is I've been playing Iron Saga a lot, and like I've been playing that like every single day because there's an event going on right now for Shingetter Dragon. And like I got lucky and pulled one, but you need duplicates in order to fully max things out. So I was like, I asked in their Discord. My Hime is a magical-esque, no henshin, just powers, very unique summons. A few are very mecha themed. Oh, my Hime. Let's take a look at this. It's made by Sunrise, so I can see why it would be mecha themed. The coolest though, his Duran is Wolfgun mecha style. Okay. So the genre it lists it as is slice of life supernatural. Would you term it as a slice of life? Because I tend to get lost in slice of life shows. Like I couldn't finish K-On! As much as I wanted to because I love music. Hmm. I didn't really see a lot of slice of life elements in Symphogear, especially in the later seasons. 12 girls of aforementioned mark. This seems really familiar. Aha. Okay, that's interesting. How many episodes is it? Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't really consider Symphogear slice of life. Like they didn't do any slice of life stuff. Maybe the slice of life part of Symphogear were in the DVD exclusive OVA bits. me get some images. See if I like the look of this thing. The big sword through its face. Okay. Oh, is this a harem? Okay. Oh, that's a girl. Okay. Interesting. Definitely something to think about. My Hime definitely has potential. Um, it's not too long either. It's 26 episodes, so it has time for the story to really get developed. What's Myotome? Oh gosh, what's Myotome? Is it some kind of related offshoot story? Simple Gear, like, flirts with that line. Um, I'd say in the beginning when we had more same characters, different powers, story, different main character. Huh. Well, if it didn't, if it fell apart in the sequel, then I'm not sure if I want to delve into it. Not a sequel. And it's a spin-off. Okay. But it's set in a far future timeline. Okay. Yeah, I was just reading the Wikipedia on it. Hmm. You know what show was really good? That might be up for watching all the way through again? Because I haven't seen it in so long. Buso Renkin. Did anyone ever watch Buso Renkin? Mm-hmm. With the skirt blades. G Gundam would also be fun to watch. Or we could finally get around to sitting through Gundam Wing again. But G Gundam would also be fun. As some people call it, Gundam Ball Z. For as silly as G Gundam gets, it had a powerful story. I just didn't like how all of the mechs were just like kind of racist caricatures. Yeah, the more I think about it, the less thrilled I am about it. Odd superpower show with girls with magical powers. Oh, what you got? Vivi Dread Operation. Ah. Ecchi, ooh, yeah, gonna stop you there. No to the Bubble Bow. Palette suit. Interesting. I mean, the anime was done by A1 Pictures, so it's got to be some kind of quality. Let's see if we get any cool images. I was on board till you said it was classified as ecchi. But yeah, after we do Grand Belm, we were originally waiting to start Shinka Lion till Okusen was able to join us again, because we wanted to, because Okusen expressed an interest in it, and we wanted to share watching it with Okusen. So we might do that. I don't know. Okusen has they have a pretty busy schedule and a lot of life stuff happening, so I don't know if they're going to be able to join us anytime soon for anime night. We'll probably find something to watch. When in doubt, we'll just browse the mecha section. Alright, so let's get around to the actual writing for tonight. So let's go over I wanted to take a break tonight from Armored Core, which is why we're not doing Armored Core 3 tonight. And it's my first stream of the year, and I wanted to get back to some of what I really enjoy and what a lot of people started following me for. Um, and that was the writing stuff. We're going to be looking at the outline I have for Halcyon Avenging, the first novel I was working on that I haven't finished a draft of yet. And I'm going to be taking a look at that, comparing it to another story structure that I found, and seeing if I can rearrange the plot and try to put this together. The big problem I keep running into is I have two protagonists. And trying to tell the story from the perspective of the two protagonists while still hitting the right pattern is definitely challenging. And I want to break that down into chapters and really uh really plan it out, because I found with writing my lore novel that when I had a strong outline, when I had a very powerful outline that was very detailed with chapter numbers and everything, it made it so much easier to write. I was just focused on what I was doing, and every chapter I knew exactly what I was trying to do, instead of trying to just fumble around and pull it out by the seat of my pants, which I've learned is not my thing. I'm definitely a plotter, not a pantser, and the plot I put together for Halcyon Avenging was not super great. Now, I don't know, because I have like 40,000 words written in Halcyon Avenging so far. I don't know if I'm going to like edit what I have, or if I'm going to like scrap it all and start over from scratch. I'm not sure. I know Halcyon Avenging is going to be a longer novel just because of the two protagonists. So, and you know what frustrated me, because like there's all these plot structures, there's all these story structures you could find online, right? You can find like the 27 chapter method, the save the cat method, this method, that method, all of these methods for plotting out a story, right? But I can't find a method for plotting out with two protagonists. I can't find any kind of a method for plotting out the story with two protagonists. I'm gonna Google it again just to see if I find anything. And all I find are just like a lot of tips telling me, here's a tip, this can help you, try this. This tip can help with it. And they're all these like super generic, like esoteric, like very abstract tips. Like make sure you are making your viewer care about both characters, and I'm like, okay. When like that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a plot outline. All right, so let's slide over. So this is the plot outline. Fairy tale, as the guild itself is the true protag. Main characters is the group. Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. All right. So, how am I going to arrange this on the screen? How am I going to arrange this on the screen? Because before I was just cycling back and forth between the two. Right? All right. So, let me show you. Let me get an image capture. They gave each character arcs to showcase themselves as smaller arcs that had multiple people. That's interesting, Nabiru. So this is the 27 block structure, the 27 chapter structure that I use for writing my lore novel. And it it served me really well for writing a story with a single protagonist, albeit I kept my chapters really short. Which in editing I'm going to be punching up those numbers, especially in Act 2, because I want to flesh out a lot of the stuff that happens in the middle of Act 2. I want to flesh out a lot of the action that happens, because I feel like it rushed through Act 2 so fast that, like, before you knew it, you were at the end of the story. So I want to flesh that out a little bit in my lore novel. Okay, let me get this. Here we go. Let me make this window a little bit smaller. You need to cram both in every scene. Could you not just give them focused arcs and their minor arcs filler where they are together? Well, the thing is, they're protagonist and antagonist. So that's going to be part of what I need to flesh out here. Actually, let me rearrange this. That was not the button I wanted. Okay. Let me... Alrighty. There we go. All right, so now we're going to start working on both of these. Can't really see what's in the background, but that's okay. I'll arrange these as needed. So that's a really good suggestion, Nabiru, about having them in their own arcs and their own scenes. But the point, the thing is, I need them to have their own arcs. Yeah, Ichigo and Aizen were fun protagonists and antagonists. They were definitely really fun. Now, I haven't watched Food Wars. It's not really my thing. The only reason I watched Bleach was because I was young and it was popular and I was watching all the shonen anime. I was in that shonen phase. Also, the swords were kind of cool. Like, I wish the swords were more mechanical, but like, it was okay. Yeah, I can't ignore the gasm, Nabiru. Alright. I think my introduction was also really bad in Halcyon Avenging, so that's one thing I'm going to have to redo. So I think instead of starting right with the inciting incident, because that was one thing that I jumped right into, from the get-go, was like first chapter, first few lines, like jumping straight into the inciting incident. So I wanna explore a normal day for Hazel. I'm gonna put on these next to each one if it's a Hazel one or not. So Hazel's having another normal morning. Let me put the numbers. The first act will be all Hazel. Am I jumping forth? See, the thing is, I could tell this entire story from Hazel's perspective, right? But that's not exactly what I want. I want to have... That's the one thing about this structure, is it's designed for the story to be going with one person's perspective. so that's... Block 1 Hazel. Ba 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 ba. So the thing is, their stories, this is where I ran into trouble, that up until like about the midpoint of the story, Hazel and Grief are going in two very different directions, never interacting at all. So I don't want to just introduce Grief as like a thing that gets referenced and then done in the midpoint, you know? If I want to do this dual protagonist story, I have to introduce Grief. I could go block by block, do 3 chapters at a time, 3 chapters here, 3 chapters there. That could be a thing. Let me see what that looks like. Well, the thing is, these characters aren't friends. Like they're like they're enemies. One of the suggestions I saw that was really interesting was have a third plot line. Have each character going after their own goal, but then having a shared goal that they're both working towards. And that was kind of what I wanted to do. Because I was going to have it be a thing where Grief, like Grief is trying to, rumors would spread about them, so even two people never met, they would eventually know of the other because of rumors. Yeah, I think also I want the character, I want the reader to care about both characters. So I'm concerned about not giving them both enough screen time. And the combined goal that they're both working towards is they're on two opposite sides of the goal. Well, the thing is, I didn't really give Hazel his own arc, and I think that's definitely something I need to work on. That's funny. That's how people learn about Straw Hat Luffy, just through friends of friends. Yeah, I can see that. No, I don't need this. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Eventually, people of power will learn of others, even if the intel is quickly disregarded. Yeah, but the thing I'm struggling with here is I don't just want the characters to know who Grief is. I want the characters to sympathize with Grief. But trying to get the characters to sympathize with such a unhinged character um is going to be a challenge. Because before I had them both working towards this same goal, this same event, where um, uh, Grief wanted humanity to end only to be reborn in the future, and Hazel wanted humanity to survive. And then that was kind of all I did there. I didn't really explore. Like I had the kind of sub arc for Hazel of like becoming more confident as a leader and gaining more experience as a rebel leader and as a negotiator, but I feel like a lot of that stuff felt really jury rigged in, and I'm gonna have to work on cleaning that up in the second draft. You know, I'm gonna plot out Act 1 from Hazel's perspective. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna plot out all this is Hazel. Okay. Okay, let's bring that down. Let me look at my other images I have of this breaking down, because I have some other stuff that gives me no, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Problem disrupts the hero's life. Okay. So the reaction, so what's the problem? Well, I'd say the central problem. Well, there's the inciting incident, so there's the big problem that like they're trying to wipe out the world. Um, but the central problem that Hazel is dealing with is having no power. So, first step, attend the meeting. His action. I'm gonna take Silva's advice on this because I think Silva pointed out a really good point that a lot of them were trusting him way too fast, and we were showing Hazel as this powerful leader of the rebellion making these big decisions that an inexperienced person should not be making. And I was jumping through all of these narrative hoops and loop-de-loops to try to justify it because I wanted it for the plot. And I think I'm just gonna not do that. I think um I think I'm gonna start it simply. And this also gives me a chance to have a lot less boardroom stuff because I think that's where I also got really mentally exhausted when I was writing Halcyon Avenging. I was writing so many boardroom meetings, so many small meetings and stuff between characters, um, that there was so much there was way more stuff involved in like meeting rooms and negotiations and political intrigue and not nearly enough airship action, and that's one thing I want to fix with this rewrite. So this is the consequences of the action. Okay. I think I'm liking this a lot more than what I had. I'm gonna plot out the actually, no, I'm gonna change this up. No, I want to have a close call. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Hazel's having trouble maintaining his double life. We're already going in a vastly different direction while still maintaining. And I very much like this direction because I feel like this gives a much more relatable character. And I think that the story is going to be better for this rewrite. So with that said, let me make this bigger on the screen. So you can actually see what I'm working on. There we go. There we go. So now you can actually see what I'm working on. Okay, so now we need a plot twist. This might lead to like so I want to start introducing back here an arc where Hazel starts to become friends with His decisions end up saving lives. That's going to introduce back there the beginning of the leadership, right? And so we're still going to have him get into a leadership position, right? So I'm gonna have to introduce actual leaders. Yeah, I have to introduce actual leaders to the story. They get taken out, and I'll have all of the different organization heads of the different sections of the combined organization um be like the second in command, the seconds in command. Okay. Okay. Actually, hold up. Hold up. That that is a perfect connection to lead into the next chapter, the introduction of the revolutionary, and then doing act 1 over again from the revolutionary's perspective. Okay, so now, because that's going to be the transition of learning about the stuff about the revolutionary. So this way we have with this Hazel stepping into the leadership position, there's an actual impetus, and like you gets removed from the picture um entirely, so that's why Hazel has to step into Yu's place. What did I call them? Hold up. Okay. I know I named them something. I'm gonna have to go back through all of my notes. Rotten Fighters. That's what it was. Okay. That's what I called it. So we'll have him, instead of going straight up, he'll be the leader of the Rotten Fighters. Um, call it the Umbrella Collective. Oh my gosh. The furnace is going and it's just got this like skunk smell right now. And it is just so harsh. Like it is just this intense skunk smell. Like it smells like somebody is doing all of the dankest devil's lettuce. So we say it creates a power vacuum. The Umbrella Collective, we're calling it instead of Umbrella Rebellion. I like that better. Okay. Okay. I like the introduction I had for Grief of having Grief Stormblood uh viewed from the perspective of of her first victim. Domus. That's what I called it, right? It's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, Domus. Okay. What did I call them? Oh, I had a name for the government, right? Roja Crucius. Come on. So at this point, like having that switch after finding out about the revolutionary should make it really obvious to the reader that Grief is the revolutionary. Phlox is the first mate, right? Phlox, yeah. So in the first act, with introducing Hazel, it gives Hazel this arc where um he starts as this nobody who's just doing his daily life, and then it ends with someone like nominating him and saying that he has the potential to be a great and powerful leader, right? Without getting caught up in too much of the political shenanigans. Okay. Then after inciting incident, so this is something I actually kind of skipped in the first draft. And I didn't have her actually meeting with them really well until she'd already made her decision. And I think I really skipped out on a chance to really introduce a lot of stuff about Rosa Crucius. Introduction of her, I should also introduce a unique view on humanity. That should happen in the introduction. Okay. 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 Then we have block 2, which was a problem disrupts the hero's life. I have to know what the problem is. The problem... Well, the inciting incident creates the overarching problem of grief doesn't want to help them. One second. Okay. So, what would be the problem? Well, this is the part. Okay, so that's the problem. And this is what disrupts her life. She thinks they're not going far enough. Okay. I'd hope if I could see chat. Okay. Let me save what I've got so far. Okay. I'll probably transfer all of this to a better word processor once I'm done with all of this. So what's her reaction to this problem? Actually, hold on. That was not the button I wanted. Because I am doing all of this. All right, that fits. Where am I going to put this? Now, also, I want to say I did not invent this this 3-act structure, this 27 chapter structure. This was invented by somebody else. I have references to it on my Discord. I have a link to a video explaining it that has references to the original person who invented it. I think I have it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, I didn't put. I didn't write down. I didn't write down what the thing was. Okay. All right, so we've got that. There we go. Cool. So now we've got to deal with a reaction. Reaction to this problem. So this will be kind of an interaction between the two of them. 5. Action. So this will be interesting. We'll explore this more because we did, this kind of happened off screen, but I want to give before it was kind of Phlox doing a lot of this. Oh, I hope you feel better, Silva. Good night. Good night, Silva. So this part of the story in the first draft went really off screen, and I want it to be on screen. Okay, and then consequence. Okay. Okay. So this is where we're looking at the consequences here of her going down this path, following this path to its natural conclusion. She hasn't told everyone what the plan is. They think that she's just trying to double cross them. They think she's just trying, all of her followers. Actually, let me put this. Her crew thinks she's just trying to make sure that Domos is the only survivor of the bomb. Block 3. Hero's life has changed direction. So this is see, normally I'd originally planned for these things to be taking place in chronological order because um Grief's story is a direct response to what Hazel's doing with the raids, right? Um so that is like this is going to be moving along. So then it's going to be like what I'm wondering if I might do a combined act 2. I might do a combined act 2. Uh this is the pinching point. So this plot twist, I want to be the reveal that Grief was the revolutionary. I want that to be the plot twist. So at this point, the plot twist is going to be for for the reader. The reader gets the plot twist that finds out that Grief is the revolutionary. Finding out a few chapters after it was suspected, um, but it then like just gets revealed officially, right? But it's revealed through a flashback after Grief has one of her meetings. I'll have to engineer it somehow, and uh, it will it'll be a flashback, but Grief will still be trying to fight to keep her secret. All right. Okay. Hmm. So this is gonna be really hard. This chapter 9 is going to be super hard because um it is going to uh I have to come up with a believable way for Grief to sell her pirates on working towards their own certain doom. And I have to make that believable. Now it's going to be kind of helped by the fact that like I've been rejected by the world in some way, shape, and form. And I've little left to lose. Okay. All right. So that covers Act 1, both parts of Act 1. That's 18 chapters. Okay. This I also kind of glossed over a whole lot. And I had this kind of tied into kind of the inciting incident, and I didn't let the pressure build. I think I didn't let the pressure build. I didn't have a chapter where people start to question grief, and where you start to see her start to questioning her own life choices. And the flashback sequence I had revealing her backstory was kind of convoluted and was also tied into the middle of part of a meeting, so I didn't really explore it that well. Okay. Okay. That's outlining Act 1. Done. Act 2 is where the characters explore the new world. I don't know what's going to be my transition here going from this back to Hazel. Probably just the idea of like a unified organization and a powerful leader. Um to fight for. They must have their own ideals and goals to fight for. Okay, what's block 1 of Act 2? Hero explores new world. Okay. Chapter 10. Well, it's going to be actually 28, but like this is going to be a long book. New world. This is where we're going to get into some of the political intrigue and back stuff, because since Hazel's taking on a leadership role, he's going to step back from uh being out in the field and uh be in the more of the boardroom negotiating, dealing with more of the ideals. So this part here might slow down a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see what it's like when I write it. Okay. This one. Okay. This one might be a meanwhile chapter. Because, like, I want this to pick up I wanted this to pick up right after well, I could, because that's a lot of character development to have happening off screen. And that's one thing I don't really want to do, is having these big important events happening off screen. Because then what's the reader reading for? They're just reading about less interesting things that are happening. No, we'll just keep it moving. We'll just keep it pushing forward. All right, 11 is fun and games. Hmm. This one's gonna be an interesting one, because this is one thing I didn't do at all, right? Um, All right. Well, this isn't block 1. I forgot this wrong. This is block 4. Block 5. Block 5 is hero encounters crisis of new world. What's the crisis? His identity has been leaked by a mole. $13. Build up. After string of failed raids. Alrighty. So this is having a vastly different midpoint. Like this is going vastly different than the original plot, because like in the original plot he was the leader from the beginning, and like the test and like the dangerous part is that the ship gets damaged, and like the journey for him is, instead of going from the fields to the office, he's going from the office to the field. So this is just, it's very different, and I like it. It definitely has a lot of potential. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. Hello. So, we made a lot of progress. I'm probably going to work on this a lot more after stream. I have a lot of ideas. I like this idea of them leading into each other. Let me see, like, part of me wants to, like, finish this block. But I know if I want to finish this block, I'm going to want to finish this act. And if I want to finish this act, then I'm going to want to finish everything. Thank you, Nabaru. It's good to be welcomed back. I think we've made a lot of progress. I think we've settled on what I want to do and got a lot of stuff outlined. I think I've decided I'm gonna have to do an entire rewrite of Halcyon Avenging. I'm gonna try keeping the shorter chapters. Yeah, sort of a catch-22. Sort of. But it is getting kind of late. Let's wind down. Let me save my work first before I do anything else. All right, 2-1. Okay. All right, cool. Alrighty. Tonight was a nice chill stream. You know, just did some writing. Like I said, I'll post about it, what I'm doing in the future for Friday. Right now, the plan for Friday is to do another Armored Core 3 stream. I might at some point settle into a schedule of like Mondays being like variety streams and Fridays being Armored Core streams. I do still want most of my streams to be Armored Core streams because I have a lot of game that I wanna make it through. I do have like I said, I have a lot of game I want to make it through. But I hope this was fun for you. I know this was a slower stream. This was a lot less action, a bit more chill. We got a lot outlined, like a lot outlined. Like we got about 2/3 of the book outlined. This is gonna be a long outline, so I like what I'm doing now, where I'm doing one act and then another act. I don't know. I think I might have to do a combined Act 3 because Act 3, like, I have to figure out how I'm gonna do a combined Act 3. I might just do Act 3 from Hazel's perspective. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. I also take into account a lot of those anime suggestions because you all had, Nabaru, you had some really good anime suggestions. Let's see if there's anything cool to talk about on Twitter. Of course, vtubers is trending again. Apparently, some big thing is happening in sports ball. You know what? Let's check Facebook, see if there's any memes. Yes, I have seen No Game, No Life. Yep, I saw No Game, No Life when it came out. Why were you gonna tell me about that as a possible anime to watch? Sora, main guy, is good or villain based on his action, and the idea is not based on him being the main character. Ooh, that's a rough question because he does a lot of reprehensible things. Like what he does to the king's daughter and like constantly putting her down and manipulating her. And his schemes for the sake of humanity or immanity as they call it in the show. Like you want to root for him because he's the main character, right? But like he does some really messed up stuff with taking over like someone made an abridged series that I think really nailed a lot of the character. If you haven't seen the No Game No Life abridged, I definitely recommend it. It was very hilarious and pointed out a lot of the really goofy things about the series. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly, Nabaru. He didn't really respect them as individuals. Oh my gosh. I was just looking on Facebook because that's where I go for a lot of my memes. Saw someone post a thing that said, Florida man fakes death for 20 years to learn he was never wanted by the cops. Someone commented, said it's like playing hide and seek by yourself. Yeah, King Crimson from he can straight do that. Like with his awesome super game powers. Doing that whole we are blank and we are unstoppable when we work together. Do when you connect the first two pieces of a 7,000 piece puzzle set. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Definitely funny. Yeah, so like my roommate was just talking to me about wanting to help me get some jeans instead of always wearing shorts, and I tried to explain that like because of my sensory issues, I can't have things around like my pants or my arms that are too tight, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I know that feel. That's why I have to do this." And I'm like, I don't know how to explain to him that like if I wear something that's too constrictive in those areas, I pass out. I don't know how to explain that. Hmm. Oh my gosh. What? Why did AS Rock come out with a Sonic themed motherboard? Why you do this? Not even that I like Sonic enough to really consider it. There's a famous super robot anime. Technically, some enemies are robots. The main character does have a robot also. We him summon a mecha. What is this anime, Nabiru? Oh, Cooley Cooley. That's the one where like the thing comes out of his forehead, right? A robot did get summoned from his head, both one that stays with him and an enemy one. Yeah. I haven't seen it. My brother watched it and told me about how crazy it was. Something about a character doing something with a guitar. I think my brother cosplayed a character from Fooly Cooly once. Aw, see, I saw a meme. It's like when your friends have completely different interests and personalities, but still love and respect each other. And it's a goose and a dog cuddling. Haruka Haruha weapon, blue bass guitar. She pulls out of the guy's head. Yeah. Only 6 episodes, but now somehow has spin-offs. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's weird looking on Facebook and seeing my brother and his girlfriend. I don't know if they're engaged yet. Um, but well, yet is a weird term because they talked about doing it for a while. But like, I'm not saying that all relationships have to end in marriage. Oh my gosh. Someone said, this Father Nathan Monk, this guy I follow on YouTube, not YouTube, on Facebook, is like, all right, y'all, who's ready to write their novel/memoir this year? And someone said, some people still have to die first if I want it to be juicy. And he responded with, make it a novel and you can kill them yourself. I'm like, no. I mean, I guess you can do that in a novel because novels are by definition fictional. Ain't that the truth? Saw one meme. It's when Sebastian says to Ariel, Ariel, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. We really are a mess. For the fact they are just happenings in another universe. Oh no, what is this? What is it? It's like recreators or something? Wasn't there an anime about that where like um everything that was written or created as anime or manga or whatever in this universe was actually real in another universe, and then the characters from those other universes came to our universe, the creators universe as they called it, in order to make us change the stories so they got better endings or something. I remember I watched a couple episodes because one of my friends recommended it. Have you seen that anime, Nabaru? Let me Google it. Yeah, recreators. Okay. I think this is one of those ones that was a manga first, and then they made a manga adaptation after. I like isekai, but not reverse isekai, where they come to the boring normal world. I thought it was interesting when like the magical girl was using her powers and people were like bleeding and getting injured, and she's like, "That's not what's supposed to happen when I use my powers. Things are supposed to be in lights and just get knocked around." It's like, no, you fire beams of explosive energy. Oh my gosh, this is funny. One tweet from a parent says, "I want my 13-year-old to understand how important honesty is, but also know that she is 12 when kids eat free." No, lol, using real life logic on fantasy magic. Something like that, Nabiru. Uh, what's that? What's that evolution? The fairy evolution. I saw a meme that's a picture of all these defeated dragon Pokemon, and it's like not Sylveon, but it's like someone captioned it said the mighty dragon slayer. You know which one I'm talking about. Oh, it is Sylveon. Okay. Yep. I was right. The dragon slayer. Because dragons are weak to fairy. Yep. All right. Wow. But they need to give us a dragon type Sylveon now. That is still a desire from the moments. Yes, a dragon type Eevee. Buster Whelp of Yu-Gi-Oh is adorable dragon. So is Baby Trigon. So making it cute for yes, it is. It is definitely power. It is definitely possible. Or when in doubt, you just go the toothless route of making them cat dragons, because that's essentially what toothless was. It was a cat dragon. I know Silva always talks about how cute Tricky is in her like little cat dragon form. All right. Buster Whelp even looks like an evolution. All right, let me take a look at it. What's this Buster Whelp? Aww. It definitely looks like an evolution of some kind. I saw someone try to do a lore dive of Buster Blader, looking at all of the Buster Blader, all the cards with Buster Blader in the art, and trying to piece together a story from all of it. It was really interesting. There's some really cool fan art of Buster Whelp. Someone drew a really cool picture of Mokuba and Buster Whelp. That's so cool. I don't even know what the card does. It does look really cool though. All right, well, it's about 11:30, so let's wind down for the night. We've talked about anime. Um we've talked a lot about anime and other stuff. Talked about life, talked about New Year's. Buster Whelp was Blader's pet, turned evil, fainted, and then turned into the sword. Ooh, that's an interesting lore thing. I've heard it that like Whelp was a dragon that he couldn't kill because it was too innocent or something. And he took it as his pet until it was uh taken over by the Dark Worlds and he finally had to put it down. But now it guards him as some kind of guardian spirit. Um anyway, let's do the wind down. To all of you, to Silva, to Nabiru, to anyone who watched the stream silently, and to anyone who watches the VOD, I want to say that I love all of you and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are wonderful, outstanding, and fantastic. I think that each of you possesses a unique, one of a kind energy that only you can bring to everything you do, and that all of you make this world better just by being in it. Every day, I'm glad to live in this world with you in it. I think that you're amazing, and I'm really grateful that you gave your time to me. I would ask that you like the stream, and if you're watching the VOD, leave a comment of anything you think I could do to improve, any suggestions, any games you want to see me play, anything you think I could do to improve my writing, or any of that stuff. As long as you're not banned, I'll definitely read it. I may not respond to all of it. I may not I may not follow up on every request, but I will definitely read them all. Um, yeah, blah, 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 blah. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the stream and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live or whenever I release any new content. Hopefully the new content comes out at some point. Working on that in the background right now. Cross my fingers, hope for good things. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, There's links to my Discord and to my Twitter in the description below as well. Feel free to join and say hello. We always are accepting for new people. Also, if you have any friends you think would enjoy my content, please feel free to bring them to the stream, show them my content, and and tell people about it. I would look forward to meeting new people and having more people join the streams and hang out and just be here for these chill times and creative vibes. Also, always remember, you never have to donate or give money to be a part of this community. You don't have to pay in order to be welcome here. Just your time and your attention is important to me, and I value it. But with that said, if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream or improve my life, there are links where you can do that in the description below. Right now, my next stream that I'm planning is going to be on Friday. I think it's going to be an Armored Core stream. It's going to be 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I will post more as we get closer to that. I post on Discord and on Twitter whenever I go live. Also, I have a YouTube, not YouTube, I have a Facebook fan page. I do have a YouTube. We're on my YouTube. But I have a Facebook fan page that I post to as well. But yeah, I'll probably work more on this outline after stream. Just because I want to get the outline done. I don't want to leave it. I don't want to wait until next time I stream this in order to work more on the outline, because I want to get it. I want to get the outline done so I can start working on the rewrite. Anyway, good night. Good night, everybody.